Yes, two of you now. Okay, so
Okay.
Chinwe, you were saying
Okay.
something.
So I was saying for me, right?
Yeah,
Um, it was more of they were both my people.
yeah,
It wouldn't make any sense for me to have both my people in a fight and
yeah.
not try to make peace.
Mm,
Ordinarily, other people have their altercations in the house, and I do not see the need to get involved at all because I mean it's not my fish to fry. But in this situation, right, it would just make me a hypocrite having to speak to this person
mm,
and speak to that person because
yeah.
sometimes you know how it is when you're beefing with someone, you just be like, go and meet your friend now. Statements like that. I didn't want that to be the situation, and I just felt they could be cordial. Do you get
Yeah,
me?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it didn't work out as planned
yeah.
like that. If it was some other pair having their fight, go off, entertain me.
I
you know.
mean, I would say I love the fact that you were able to, pick some people that you decided that you were going to make sure that these people were fine and
Yeah.
okay in the house, because lots of people go into Biggie's house with strategies and
Yeah.
they're like, it's not my whole thing. But I mean, before we actually wrap up the conversation, I think a good question would be, what exactly would you say was your strategy going into Biggie's house? What was the strategy that Team Zinwe had? Like, what was the strategy? Or was it just, let's just go there, have fun, and let's just see how it goes? What was the
That was it
strategy
for me
like?
actually. Like for me, it
The
was
thing is,
more or less like go there and be your authentic self. Because every step of
exactly.
the process leading up there, you are
Yeah.
always encouraged to be your authentic self. And if
Yeah.
being my authentic self got me on that platform, why do I now have to compromise myself?
Mm-hmm.
To I just felt like whoever is going to love you will love you totally for who you are,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I
Yeah.
mean, no regrets whatsoever,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
The thing is,
Okay. So
going in there, going in.
okay. Okay.
Okay, so like going in there and thinking, oh, what strategy should I have, or this or that,
Mm-hmm.
it's really gonna, cause being in Biggie's house is not like people would presume. Until you are there, you
Okay.
cannot really tell how it
Okay.
is. That's
Okay.
one thing,
Okay.
you
Okay.
get. It is mentally tasking, mentally draining. It will
Mm-hmm.
it will tell on you physically and mentally.
It
So if you are
will.
also there now thinking, oh, strategy, 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 you will break down, you will pass out. I'm
Okay.
telling you, you will pass
Okay.
out. You get.
Amazing.
Plus,
Okay.
us going in there and already having what most people will go in there to look for as their own strategy,
Mm.
being that we were a pair already. We were a pair already, a real one, a
Mm-hmm.
couple. Going
Mm-hmm.
in there, that was enough strategy for us. We just needed to just be ourselves in our
Okay.
space.
Okay.
And that was it.
So let's talk about Double K, yeah?
Yep.
So let's talk about Double K. Now, Chinwe, I think that there was a time that you said something about them, about you suspecting that they were actually like a couple. I
I
think there
called
was
it on day one.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So like what gave you that whole spice? What gave you that whole vibe? Like, because you were literally like, pinpointing that these people are giving you a kind of vibe that you don't. I think you were telling
Yeah.
Zion. So like what
Yeah.
gave you that whole feeling in your head? Like what gave it off? Let me ask
So
you like that.
So at first, it started off as a theory, right?
Okay.
The first, our first day, our first night rather, in the
Mm-hmm.
house, after we met all the housemates,
Yeah.
I mean, myself and Zion went in first. And prior
Mm-hmm.
to then, we kept saying, oh, we're looking forward to the other ships that will come, as a
Yeah.
Yeah.
pair. I expected we would have about 4 couples in the house. So we
Definitely.
Okay.
go in there and everybody comes in and voila, we are the only
The
couple
only
in the
couple.
house.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what are the chances that we are the only couple in the house?
Mm-hmm.
So that night, I was playing in fact, when they both came in, they looked like
Okay.
an actual couple. Do you get
Yeah,
me?
because we're
They're,
kind of giving up some kind of vibe.
yeah, their
Yeah.
Okay.
aesthetic
Yeah. They
was
give up that
giving
vibe.
married people vibe. So when they came
Mm-hmm.
in, I approached them first. I'm like, oh, you guys are a couple, right? They said no. I said, so what's the dynamic? Siblings? They said no. I said, what? So besties?
There has to be
They said yes.
something there.
Yeah. I said besties. They said yes. And I wasn't buying it at that time, but we're still all in the euphoria of being in Biggie's house. So that night when it was lights out, I just thought to myself, I'm like, I got it, but I couldn't share because
Yeah.
we were sharing a room. So I couldn't
Yeah.
even tell Zion. I was like, babe, I want to tell you something. He said, what? I said, don't worry, I'll tell you tomorrow. So the next morning, after the gym session in the arena, I pulled him to a corner and I'm like, I have a theory. We're not the only couple in this house. And I believe Double K are a couple as well.
Okay.
In fact, I believe they are married. Simply because,
Can you imagine?
maybe if Kelly looked a bit younger, maybe looked like the way we look, like Zion looked, it would fly. The bestie story will fly because we had Victoria and Sean coming. The bestie story, I was like, maybe bestie, one or two feet don't happen, but it was sellable. It was a sellable story. It was Bible rather from me. You get me?
I mean,
so I'm like,
like someone just said on the live that you're quite like you have sense, because most people did not even think about it like that when they went into the house, because they were all close and all. The bestie thing actually flew for the first week. But then you saying it out on the second day, it just made a lot of people go wild.
Really?
Like, how exactly? Yes, it did. Because it's one thing to have a theory about somebody, and it's another thing to actually know for sure that this thing is actually correct.
Correct. Yes. Even Zion was like, he thinks they are probably in a relationship. I said, no, babe, this is a married couple. I'm saying it was so bad that I started observing Kelly's ring finger, but I couldn't really, because sometimes I'll be talking to him, I'm looking at his finger, and he's looking at me like, why is she looking at my finger? At some point, I was not like, just help me observe them. You will see what I'm talking about.
You think she was even planning to send in Ruthie as minion to go and be the weapon formed against them. I was like, I'm like, babe, don't put us on there in people's matter. You get, it's not, don't do that. You get. So if they are, allow them.
But wait, the first time that Chinwe actually told you about them, did you believe her? Like, did you start like looking at them differently?
So when she told me, I was just like, this.
I think Zion's network is really bad. Okay. Well,
Can you hear me?
Zion, I think your network is really, really bad. Okay. I think it's clearer now. But anyways, I mean, we don't have much time to talk about all of the amazing gist that I would totally like to dissect
Is it better
with
now?
you guys. But can you hear us now, Zion?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So I'm saying that we actually have to wrap up the conversation. I would totally, want to talk to you guys and, talk about the whole experience in Biggie's house.
Yeah.
But we don't have a lot of time. So my last question would be, what is in the future for the Zinwe pair? Because I'm going to just say out here that lots of people, when you guys were in the house, you guys were giving us all these lovey-dovey vibes. And lots of people were like, when you guys come out of the house, we might just at some point see a reality TV show, because you guys are so full of content. Like, this time people are arguing, another time people are all lovey-dovey. Like, what is, and lots of, like, I thought that was like a strategy, because that made you guys very, very.
Everybody gets high sometimes,